Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the triple meal prizes. They say coloring activity right here. As you see right here, is I went ahead and drew right here is a coloring right here is of course it's like the futures like what I think that the more likely what McDonald's restaurant would look like is that you got right here is like I went ahead and drew part of the design is like with the purple marker right here. But of course as the draw is like the detail I got right here is the kitchen. But like draw like here is like a countertop right here. With the countertop, the countertop would have like what you call it's like, a part they say inside the restaurant, to where you can actually walk up, to a counter, and the more likely they probably think about to do probably be a little bit bigger than that, but there'll be like a counter to where there'll be like a table at about right there, and then of course there'll be the counter would wrap up. There was about maybe the kitchen area right there, and then of course there will be enough room for people to kind of walk around the table it is, and knowing about that they would take your order from the screen. It's like you got right here as you walk up, and then of course there will be like a screen, and the way I got it drawn of course is the fact about that it looks like it's like 5 feet high, something like that. How you gonna be able to touch the screen? But there will be like a touch screen about right here for where you can look at the different menu choices, for if you want to say a fish fish sandwich, or maybe a small fry, or a medium, say Dr. Pepper, whatever it is. And more likely that be talking about it's like knowing about try not to make anybody hungry here, but anyway, but more likely what I'm trying to do more likely is trying to make people like knowing about hungry for prizes other than maybe hungry for the meal. But other than that, is knowing about with me that my grandparents is like, and then of course a few other even teachers over there from my school. A lot of times this is where we used to meet. A lot of times it was over at McDonald's. Of course, that there was one say in St. Charles. I think it was the one in in Jungerman. I think Jungerman McDonald's. Of course, I used to work at the one on Zelmbell Road. It was. But basically, is that this coloring activity right here is basically talking about is like if that what I think that I would more likely see maybe in the next couple of years from what McDonald's restaurant look like. You got right here is the picture. Say it's like, of course, it's like any activity I do, more likely I'm probably gonna go on about stories about maybe the things that maybe I can imagine what they'll be at the restaurants. But talk about was like the color activity right here. It's talking about if I can, I don't know about write down on my shirt, but other than that, it's talking about is like, for the future look for, McDonald's, and the future look of what maybe the drive-through, and then of course eating lobby area, and then of course the places where other places more likely they'll take your order is knowing about is like for payments. It's like I really that anything that you do online, more likely that they'll probably have it to where you can have make payments, say online, and then go pick up your order, and they may have like what you call is like the Oskin. I came up with this idea of the Oskin Mac. It is. It's like they may have like a sandwich. You call it say the Oskin Mac, and I can go ahead and maybe draw out kind of like an example of say by Oskin Mac. The Oskin Mac that more likely has what you call a slice of cheese, and of course if there's any vegetarian eaters that come to the restaurant, it is maybe have like what you call is like maybe a real good variety of say vegetables along with that. But other than that, it's like with the Oscar Mac is like you would have like what you call maybe a slice of cheese, and then of course if you have a choice to where that if you don't want anything included, that's like you go to restaurants a lot of times whenever they take your orders that you don't want something included. If you want to leave out the the onion, if you want to leave out the onion, or you say, or maybe the pickle, if you want to leave out the pickle, it is to say no pickles. And a lot of times that they tell them the person there at the register it is that you don't want that say on the food, but you got right there is an Oscar Mac, and know about whatever toppings, and talk about if they want anything, add anything. But a lot of times that a lot of kids, whenever they go to McDonald's, it is the play area that they want to go into the play area. Of course, I remember I used to work at McDonald's, and I can remember that one place that got really messy. Of course, was the play area, and go ahead and draw like what you say is like you got ice cream cone, which is say if the kid want to have like you say an ice cream cone. And of course, that they would have maybe have something new, maybe new flavors it is, but maybe new ways to order. People are probably thinking about, well, what is the next way of knowing about way to order? It's like you have something what you call it's like what you say the magic. Like say Ronald McDonald, the clown, but talking about anything that more likely you probably think what is magic. But it's like knowing about what magic, but you probably think about the magic rider. It's like knowing about like this is the type of ice cream cone I want to have it to where maybe kids can actually draw out maybe what they want to order. It's like next on your menu. It's like what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, what's for dessert. It is, and draw is like right here. It's like yeah I'd like to have an ice cream cone, and along with that I can maybe want to have a say if you want to say lemon lime flavored ice cream it is. And then from there, and then you have right there, you got the lemon lime, and then if you have the choice of say lemon lime, but then of course draw out. I don't know. There may be some kids out there that may think that that's too much trouble. If it's like knowing about the gives them options. It's like knowing about the whenever you place an order, is to know that the most difficult thing is knowing about I cannot read the menu. It's like, well, actually, I can't afford that, or anything like that. I know. I think a lot of people, if they go to McDonald's, they have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or brunch. It is that a lot of times they could probably think about that. Quite a few things are quite a bit high above the budget, and like with the milkshakes and stuff like that, and they could probably think about ordering something from the dollar menu. But then, of course, it's got the Happy Meal, and one thing that I think about is like with kids. They get a Happy Meal, they get like what you call a race car. Yeah, it's like a race car right here. A few toys that I've shown right here, remote control car it is. And then of course you guys like the toy car, and of course webcam, and got the Monopoly game that they used to have up there at McDonald's, and you got right there it's like $1 for the dollar menu, or it's like maybe the Japanese type design McDonald's, or the German type McDonald's it is. But other than that is knowing about that there's different ideas that you have. It's like you go with the lock if you want to win a lock, or like knowing about that if you wanted to say calculate all that stuff. But talking about with the triple meal prizes it is, and a lot of kids will probably think about that they go to McDonald's for that reason. Of course, and I can start with my favorite color. Just imagine about knowing about you walk into the store, maybe I would like to see this, I would like to see that. But I only heard knowing about that with kids. Couple of times whenever I was working at McDonald's I usually see them walking up to the toys, and the toy there would be like what you call a part right here where you enter the store with Ronald McDonald right there. It's like advertising. It's like, and this is new to McDonald's it is, and they would have it to where that the kid would look for a toy it is, and then pick out whichever one that they think that they would like to see. And a lot of times with most Happy Meals that they could probably think about with quite a few of them that would come with maybe a kid sandwich, or maybe a small drink or something like that. But quite a few of them, they say that that they would get a toy inside their Happy Meal, and let's just say if they had that capability to where parents could take a picture, say of their kid at home, and of course have like what you call a coupon code, but then of course have it to where it would show up, you say on the order number. It is no talk about. It's like anything that you would think that you have done at home. But on the other hand too, a lot of people probably think about is talking about it's like that the jobs. Of course, it may take away, it may eliminate jobs if you wind up. It's like talking about it's like what keeps the turtle busy. It's like talk about right there with the turtle. It's like we've got the hard shell. It is what keeps the turtle busy. It is, and just knowing about you got the shell right here. Be crawling around, and like if you think about this, like if you want to win a prize, kind of like say you got the turtle, want a pet turtle too, and just knowing about whenever I got this, I didn't win this or nothing, but I just thought I'll go ahead and it's like be like if there was like any say that you mint a ninja turtle or something like that. They make a movie about that. They may arrive at McDonald's or anything like that. Anything that you could think about. Want maybe as a kid, but But other than that, it's like the things, of course, that whenever I went to McDonald's, of course, that they would have like what you call, it's like a monopoly. It's like they would have got like, all right, here's the flashlight, but then they would have like what you call a monopoly. Go ahead and try to write with this pen here, that they would have like what you call a monopoly board right here, to where if you and then you would peel it off of the front of the, say, the McDonald's fries, package, and of course, match it up with the game, say, on the board. It is, for the Monopoly game. That, I remember that they had a McDonald's restaurant and Walmart, and of course a few other places I remember. Of course, the one I worked at, of course, a lot of times, and they did not have too much of those. But other than that, it was like that. That the smell of ketchup, and a lot of times reminds me of course, about McDonald's memories. It was, but on the other hand, too, that knowing about was like with the Monopoly board, and then I remember buying a couple, and then somebody there even handed it to, it's like knowing about, it's like, that they got, it's like with the toy, it's like knowing about a lot of times that, you may get a toy, like with your Happy Meal it is. But on the other hand too, that knowing about, it's like with the prizes it is, and knowing about that, have anything, anything that you can think about that, the way I drew this right here is talking about with digital glass. Digital glass is to where if they were to have the McDonald's symbol right there, or if they were to change it to say new advertisement, that instead of having to put a poster up there, that they would have like what you call as glass right here that was not breakable or nothing, that not nothing harm, nothing risk of danger to any of the customers or employees who walks in there, but anything like digital glass, something that doors that would open up. You got right here is doors that would just slide open whenever there's a customer. It is. Anyway, any ideas that you could probably think about, you could probably think of them, but then of course knowing about that if you can afford them or not. A lot of customers and then a lot of businesses, they could probably think about any ideas that maybe come to your mind is talk about is maybe the cost of money too. But on the other hand too, that knowing about, people could probably think about even towns and restaurants. It could be Dairy Queen, or it could be Burger King, wherever after you eat that, is knowing about really the triple meal prize more likely would be is like after about 3 years or so, you would probably think that something's got to change, because on the other hand too, that the kids are now getting too big, for that little ball shoot is like you got right here is like a little I think it was like a little fit shoot or something like that you have right here is at a place to where that the kids can be able to play. It's like inside the play area right there. You got I think the roll ball playground, I think it was, but where they fill it up with balls, and then a couple balls that I remember that I think got stuck in my pocket, and I wound up keeping them or something like that. But quite a few people probably say playing the balls, and then of course the plastic balls it was, and then of course there'll be another play area in there. But other than that is talking about is like with you guys like with the webcam, but the triple meal prize I guess will more likely be is like that. You can always use ideas like with Ronald McDonald, or more likely say always use ideas, but on the other hand too, that knowing about the cost of how to build the ideas, and then of course about the cost of knowing about that really what is the whole prize about it more likely would probably be is like maybe always up to ideas, but really about how you're going to be able to afford it. More likely we can always say we can always do our homework, and then of course it's like it's like be good as always. But other than that, it's so about it's like for the triple meal prize is coloring.